Well, earlier on I spoke to the Iran security expert Behnam Taleblu from the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies to discuss this pressure on Iran to renegotiate the nuclear deal. I asked whether he thought Iran was ready to sit down and discuss the agreement.
The Islamic Republic has recently said that at the end of November would be joining nuclear talks, particularly with America's European partners, in a bid to resurrect that 2015 nuclear deal known as the JCPOA. However, the current ultra-hardline administration of Ibrahim Raisi in Iran the past few months has been rapidly escalating its nuclear program, has been developing new nuclear facts on the ground, building on leverage it inherited from the outgoing Rouhani government, and is likely now looking to trade those in for a win at the nuclear negotiating table. And given how urgent the West sees this problem and how much of a political desire it's had to try to cap this program, I think the Iranians are once again set to try to extort the international community as it did in 2013 and in 2015.
What would a win represent for President Raisi?
You know, it's a pretty low bar for President Raisi, ultimately. The most important nuclear decision maker and the most important foreign and security policy decision maker is Raisi's boss, the country's actual commander-in-chief, Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. That's a title meant to be taken rather literally inside the Islamic Republic. It's unclear if he's going to greenlight going directly back into that 2015 deal, but it could be trying to wring more premature concessions before Iran has to concede, or it could try to be going for a less-for-less kind of agreement that would ultimately pave the way back for Iran to, within a few years' time, ramp up its nuclear program legally and sanctions-free. You know, it's economics that is doing much of the heavy lifting in the short term, but in the medium to long term, Iran does not seem deterred.
The JCPOA fell apart really when President Trump pulled the US out of the agreement. Can the JCPOA be replaced with something slightly more solid that it's harder to get out of?
You know, one of the issues with this dogged approach to trying to resurrect the JCPOA at all costs is that the Iranian nuclear program of 2021 is not at all the Iranian nuclear program of 2015. The same with the Iranian military capability through its proxies across the Middle East. The deal actually is continuing to expire. The next major deadline is in 2023. So there is increasingly diminishing utility to try to spend all of your Western political and economic capital on a deal that is already fast expiring and, in my view, fatally flawed.
If parties do get around the table, if they are able to come to some agreement, can President Raisi and his hardline administration be trusted to stick to agreed terms?
Well, what the ultra-hardline administration of Raisi is playing up right now is that they certainly don't trust America. And what they're trying to do is force America to try to earn Iran's trust. And they're trying to do this by way of trying to get premature sanctions relief, access to lines of credit, trying to, call for some kind of Western guarantees. But the thing is, at the heart of the matter is this regime doesn't trust America. So ultimately, it's looking for more cash up front or more promises. And in exchange, it wants to give up less than its predecessor, less than the Rouhani government.